Hi there everyone, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.com. Thank you very much for joining me again today for another card making tutorial. And we are making a card that has no stamping in it at all today, using the Floral Squares dies. So there is a coordinating stamp set called All Squared Away, which is there. We could have used this, added some sentiments and things, but I created my card and I stopped there, and I thought, you know what, that looks great, I'm going to leave it as it is, and it makes it a really nice all occasion card to send at any time. So you can see there that I used that particular design. We're going to choose one of the other ones to recreate the design today. Still going to go with the black and white theme, with granny apple green as the background there for the leaves and such. Melon Mambo is what I used here, which is one of the brights. So, but I've brought out Daffodil Delight also in the brights collection, as is granny apple green. So this is a really nice project. So if you've got some black and white cardstock and a pack of the brights cardstock, you'd be able to make a whole load of these. Okay, all right. So the other product that I want to sort of feature today is that I have actually embossed that larger square there. So I've done that using this embossing folder, which actually comes in a pair with the dots as well. So we've got checks and spots, a pack of 2 embossing folders, regular embossing folders. So I thought the squares just sort of lent itself to the design. We could switch it out for the dots just for some fun. Let's just do that. I wasn't planning to do that, but let's do it. Okay, so that's ready to go. Okay, so let's get cracking. As you can see, there is a bit of die cutting to do, but I've already done some of my cutting already for the little squares. So regular white card base there, and this back panel, the white square is 3 inches square. Okay, just got some fuzzies on there, let's rub those away. So I made my black square 3 1/8 of an inch, so we just get that nice thin black border. These ones, we've got a 2-inch white square and a 2 1/8 of an inch black square, so 1 inch difference, and that perfectly fits the die cut that's going to come out of this. So the die cut that we get when we use this is 1 7/8 of an inch square, so that fits beautifully on there. All right, so that's what we've got so far. So I think what we'll do is we will get this piece embossed, bring in the embossing folder, and we will place our cardstock inside. You want to be looking for the Stampin' Up logo to be the right way around on the front, and I am just eyeballing that to try and make sure I've got my dots even, top, bottom, left and right. Quite your prerogative if you just fancy just having something a bit more random, but I just wanted that nice even spacing. On the cut and emboss machine, I'm just removing my number 2 plate, which we use for die cutting, and I'm going to put that onto the base platform, cover it with another cutting plate, and run that through the machine. Runs through very, very easily, and all the instructions on how to cut and emboss are actually on the machine, printed on the base platform, so you will never not know which sandwich you're supposed to use for your products. Okay, just going to put that number 2 plate back in so that we're ready to die cut in a moment. And then look, here we are. Look at the wonderful detail you get from those embossing folders. Isn't that just phenomenal? All right, so that's over to one side there. We're done with this, so I'll just pop that away too. Right, so die cutting then. These are just scraps of cardstock that I had in the scrap bin there, and we're going to do each of these twice. So again, I'm just laying those onto my cutting plate on the cut and emboss machine. These will fit through the mini as well, so if you have the mini machine, perfect. You'd probably get both of those through as well if you did it sort of top and bottom rather than side to side or whatever. So that's one. Oh, you get a cute little centre out of that, look, that you could potentially put something else in if you wanted to cut some other flowers and mix and match the centres. In fact, we might even have, oh, the green one's also cut one of those. Might hold on to that little spot there. Just grab a pokey tool just to, oh, there we are, there it is. So there's our one granny apple green piece. Just going to clean out the die. You don't want to use your die again if there is paper stuck inside it. You want to make sure that that's been removed. Okay, and we're going to do both of those again, if that will fit on that piece of granny apple green. I'm not sure it will actually. Just as long as the cutting edge covers the cardstock, you will still get a full image. Moved it down a little bit too far, I think, on the original one there. Rightio then, so there's our die cuts and the little doohickeys from the centre. And we've got that one. So we did manage to get round, look. Okay, we'll just pop those little pieces out. And our die cut. So we've got two of those, and we're going to layer the die cuts up basically. It just gives everything just a little bit more dimension, which makes a surprising difference really when you're actually constructing your card. Okay, so I think what I'm going to grab is a silicone sheet just to make sure I don't get into too much of a mess on here. So this sheet is really great for protecting your surface, because any of the wet glue will just dry, and you'll be able to just sort of peel it off. So that's going to squidge a bit probably, just try and spread that out a little bit. It does dry clear, so it's not the end of the world, it's just messy. Which is fine if you don't mind getting messy. Not a super fan of being messy really, to be honest. So we'll just press those together like so. We're going to do the same with the little flowers. Now these don't look symmetrical to me, so we'll just put some dabs of glue on that, and then we'll be able to just rotate that round so that it fits. Now that looks like there's a sort of smaller petal if you like. So oh no, maybe it wasn't. So we'll rotate it round until it fits, she says. Fit that way. There we go, that's the one. Probably if I'd have stopped to look at that, I would have realised that that wasn't actually as tricky as I thought. Just a couple of dabs of glue on there, and now we need to make sure that we put it onto the base correctly, and I think it's there. No, it isn't. It's maybe there. No, it's not that one either. looks like it should be that one. Maybe it isn't. Oh, there we are. Bit of trial and error there. You may want to put a small mark on your die to indicate which is the top and bottom on that. It's a little bit of a tip for you. So we've now got 4 layers of card behind there, which really gives it quite a bit of rigidity. Okay, just want to give that a few moments just to set. So what we'll do in the meantime is layer these things together. So we've got our embossed piece, which again we'll use some wet glue on this just so that we are making sure we've got the textured surface captured. I am running out of glue, which is saying something actually. I don't actually use a lot of the wet glue, to be honest. It's good for things like this, for specific things where I think I need a bit of wriggle room or something. Okay, and that's going to go onto this black piece, and then, like I say, because we've got that little moment or two, we can just make sure that that's nice and even, and we can decide which way up we want it, because those dots are now in a line horizontally, and then if you do it this way they're in a line vertically. I think I like it this way, and I'm going to go back to my tape for this one. She says if it works. There we are. And we'll put that down centrally towards the top of the card. And then we'll put these two together. I did consider adding some ink to this in the embossed dots or squares or whatever, to bring in the colour from the flower, but I thought the monochromatic look was cute. This is going to go up on dimensionals. If you want to, this is another good use of multi-purpose glue. So if you've got your dimensionals and you just want to be able to make sure it's all in position before you before they stick, if you just put a teensy bit of your multi-purpose glue on top, it just allows you to just sort of wriggle that around a bit to make sure that you're happy with the positioning. I think that's about right, because of course anything with sort of straight lines or patterns or whatever in the background will sort of give you away if it's not quite straight. So the last thing to do is add our little motif here. So I just want to make sure that the edge gets a good amount all the way around, whereas you probably get away with just spits and spots on the rest of it. And then again we've just got that moment or two just to make sure it's central. And that centre of that flower is just absolutely screaming for something to go in the centre, isn't it? I'm just going to put some wet glue in there, because any kind of gem or whatever isn't going to make contact with the base of the card. So shall we just stick a rhinestone in there? If I can find my rhinestones, that would be cool. There we are, rhinestones. I think that one looks like a medium one would fit. Perfectly in there. Ooh. So that's just globbed into the glue a little bit. Maybe I should have used a big one and then it would have just sat on top. Let's just rescue that. Let me just grab a tissue, rescue that. And let's just put a big one on and it will cover the whole. There we go, that's better. So a small one would probably, the medium one would have probably sunk down into there and adhered to the base of the card. But the large one just sits on top there. There we go, that's better. That is better. It was too snug a fit, that medium one. Okay, that's it guys. Really super simple card and not a stamp in sight. What do you think? Okay, and of course there's 2 other designs that we could have done. Lots of different colours to choose from in the Brights pack. To vary those up, use some different embossing folders or not, leave them plain. Okay, lovely, lovely. Thanks for your time again today. Take care everybody and I'll see you again soon. Bye.